Hello, my name's Holly Mackay and this is my Customer Services Director Mog. Today we're going to talk to you about ISAs. What are they and where can you go to get one? Firstly, don't be put off by jargon. ISA just stands for Individual Savings Account. There are two types of ISA, a cash ISA and a stocks and shares ISA. A cash ISA is basically a savings account you don't pay tax on, and a stocks and shares ISA is an investment account you don't pay tax on. Here, for example, is my cash ISA. I put cash into it. There it is. Any money I make there is free from the clutches of the tax man. Here's a stocks and shares ISA. I'm putting some funds in it today. Any profits they make, again, free from the clutches of the tax man. So how much can you put into an ISA? Well, this year at the moment it's £15,000 and that's going up on the 6th of April 2015 to £15,240. So which sort of ISA is best for me? Well, cash ISAs are more predictable, they're more straightforward. They tell you what the interest rate is and so you know what you're going to be getting back. For example, at the moment, the best interest rate on cash ISAs without any funny terms and conditions is about 1.5%. So for every £1,000 you invest, you'll be getting back £15 tax-free each year. Stocks and shares ISAs are a lot less predictable, and experts will tell you you should be prepared to set your money aside for at least 5 years. Why is this? Well, it's because stock markets bounce up and down, they're volatile, and if you need to sell out when things have really taken a downturn, you'll probably end up with less money than you invested in the first place. So for £1,000 in, say, the UK FTSE 100, how much can you expect to make? Well, if you'd invested £1,000, say 5 years ago, you'd have made about £450 profit today. 3 years ago, and you'd probably have a profit today of about £320. But if you'd invested just 12 months ago, you'd be underwater by about a tenner at the moment. So you just need to know, don't you, Mog, that you can wear the ups and the downs of the stock market and be in it for a long time. Get off my sofa! So where can you go to take out an ISA? Well, if it's a cash ISA you're after, then check out the websites moneysupermarket.com or moneysavingsexpert.com. They've got all the latest deals there. If it's a stocks and shares ISA you're after, then I like what I call platforms. Think of these, if you will, like online financial department stores. You log onto the platform, they will give you your ISA, think of it like a basket, if you will, and into that basket you can put your investments, your funds, or your stocks and shares. Now, if you're a less confident investor and you're not quite sure about picking funds without any help or guidance, then there are 3 options I like, which I think are really good at holding your hand on that journey. First up, there's Best Invest. I took an ISA out there in March last year and I tested one of their ready meals, their ready-made portfolios, if you will, and I'm really pleased with the results and how it's done. Next up, Fidelity. I think they have some great options. They're very good at guiding you if you're less sure about what you're doing, and it's a nice all-round platform with good service. Last but not least, there's Hargreaves, the country's biggest online platform. They're not the cheapest of the bunch, but the service is great and they do have some tips for helping you make the investment decisions along the way. Finally, if you want to include stocks and shares into the mix, then I think it's also worth having a look at Charles Stanley, very good value, and TD Direct Investing. Now, somewhere out there, a grumpy old investment enthusiast is grumbling into his pipe that the options I've given you above are not the cheapest options in town, and he would be right. If cost and cost alone is your thing, then there are other options you can consider. For example, AXA has a deal this year where they've completely waived all fees until May next year. Sounds great, it's a good offer, but don't underestimate the pain in transferring accounts. So if you're thinking of doing it just for this year, bear in mind the admin cost of that to you down the track. If you've got about £30,000 to invest, then Halifax's iWeb is cheap as can be and a very good offer out there on cost, but it really is pretty basic and there ain't much hand-holding going on there. Finally, I mentioned Charles Stanley above. That's always typically a good value platform, but just be careful if you've got pension assets, if you're putting a SIPP there too, because there's a hefty extra charge for that. Do have a look on my website, on our website, for more fee information, because this really chops and changes depending on the size of your ISA, how much you've got to invest, and also what you're putting into it. I hope that's helpful. Good luck. Whoops, bye Mog, and thanks for watching.